U.S. freezes almost all foreign aid.
Hamas exchanges 4 hostages for 200 prisoners.
To bring Tet nearer to people in difficult circumstances.
You're watching today's news on NTV. My name is Nguyễn Thị Minh Khai and I will be your guide through today's latest update. The State Department ordered a sweeping freeze on new funding for almost all U.S. foreign assistance, making exception for emergency food program and military aid to Israel and Egypt.
This order would quickly halt many of the billions of dollars in U.S.-funded projects globally to support health, education, development, job training, anti-corruption, security assistance and other efforts. The U.S. provides more foreign aid globally than any other country, budgeting about 60 billion United States dollars in 2023. Secretary of State Marco Rubio's order was delivered in a cable sent to U.S. embassies worldwide. Specifically exempted emergency food programs, such as those helping to feed millions in a widening famine in warring Sudan. But the order especially disappointed humanitarian officials by not including specific exemptions for life-saving health programs.
On the evening of January 24th, Vietnamese Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Bùi Thanh Sơn held phone talk with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
Congratulating Rubio on his appointment as the Secretary of State, Vietnamese Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Bùi Thanh Sơn affirmed that the U.S. is a leading comprehensive strategic partner of Vietnam. He highly appreciated the U.S.'s support for a strong, independent, self-reliant and prosperous Vietnam. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio assessed that the U.S.-Vietnam relations have a solid foundation, based on many common interests. On the occasion of the 30th anniversary of the normalization of diplomatic relations between the two countries, Mr. Marco Rubio hoped that the U.S. and Vietnam will continue to build an increasingly effective comprehensive strategic partnership. On this occasion, Vietnamese Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs reiterated his invitation to Rubio to visit Vietnam. The U.S. Secretary of State accepted the invitation with pleasure and expressed his wish to visit Vietnam soon.
The militant group Hamas has announced that it will release 4 female soldiers of the Israel Defense Forces as part of a ceasefire agreement between the two sides.
The 4 female soldiers, Daniela Gilboa, Karina Ariev, Liri Albag and Nama Levy, are scheduled to be released on January 25th. In return, Israel will also release 200 Palestinian prisoners, including 120 militants serving life sentences after being convicted of terrorist attacks. The 4 female soldiers were captured on October 7, 2023, during a Hamas attack on Nahal Oz base near the border with Gaza. The deadly raid was part of a surprise attack by Palestinian militants that led to a prolonged conflict in Gaza. Israel has not confirmed the names of those set to be released. But if successful, it will be the second such exchange as part of a complex ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas, which came into effect on January 18, halted 15 months of fierce fighting and Israeli aerial bombardment in Gaza.
Coming up next are some updated news.
Deputy Prime Minister Tran Hong Ha has signed a decision approving a project on the establishment and development of a carbon market in Vietnam. The project's overall goal is to develop a carbon market in Vietnam, contributing to the emission reduction targets committed under the Nationally Determined Contributions (NDC) at the lowest cost for businesses and society. It aims to generate new financial streams for emission reduction activities, promote green transitions and the development of low-emission technologies. According to the project, the carbon market in Vietnam will be implemented in 2 phases. A pilot phase from 2025 to the end of 2028 and an official operation phase from 2029. Goods in the carbon market include greenhouse gas emission quotas and carbon credits.
The visa exemption agreement for ordinary passport holders between Vietnam and Belarus. effective from January 30, 2025, marks a significant step forward in the cooperation between the two countries under the agreement. Both countries' ordinary passport holders will be allowed to stay without a visa for up to 30 days for each entry, with the total length of stay in the other country not exceeding 90 days within a year. The signing of the visa exemption agreement for ordinary passport holders between Vietnam and Belarus is a clear demonstration, marking a new step in the long-standing friendly relations between the two countries. Opens up plenty of opportunities for deeper cooperation across multiple fields.
On the afternoon of January 24th, a number of workers were assigned to clean inside the factory of Song Lam 2 Cement Joint Stock Company in Hoi Sun Commune and Sun District. While these 3 workers were working, a sudden cement mortar slip occurred, burying all 3 people. The staff and workers in the factory gathered to participate in the rescue. But due to suffocation and being buried, all 3 workers died. By 6:10 p.m. the same day, the bodies of 3 workers were brought out. Investigate and determine the cause of the accident. Authorities blocked off the scene to investigate and determine the cause of the accident. Local authorities and Song Lam 2 Cement Joint Stock Company coordinated to visit, encourage, and support the families of the deceased victims in arranging funerals according to local customs.
With the spirit of mutual love, when Tết comes, spring comes, many meaningful activities have taken place across the country to take care of the poor and people in difficult circumstances.
Working diligently with paint and brushes, Ms. Nhan and Ms. Van carefully complete each vase with the brilliant colors of spring. The vases are painted with all their heart, not only as handmade products but also as a bridge of love, bringing joy to those in need.
Drawing ideas contain Vietnamese soul, with lotus images, girls or traditional Tet or some images related to Vietnamese people.
I often take the opportunity to go to Teacher Nan's house to compose and illustrate works of art, spreading the love on Tet holiday.
For patients in especially difficult circumstances, Tet seems closer when they receive loving gifts from the community. The gifts are not only material support, but also carry faith and hope, helping them feel the sharing.
My child is still young. I have to go to the hospital all the time, so it's very hard. I love my child and my husband very much.
Every year on the occasion of Lunar New Year, we often organize the program, Spring of Love, to encourage and share with patients. Every time Tet comes, spring comes, everyone wishes to reunite under the warm roof of their beloved family. Warm Tet, family reunion is a meaningful activity, showing the spirit of mutual love and affection. Good leaves cover the torn leaves, the spirit of sharing and solidarity of the nation.
It's time to say goodbye. Thanks for your watching and see you next time.